Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast channel, in Langu. Uh, we are going to discuss about the vocabulary. We also discuss in this episode 10 vocabulary words with mnemonic to remember. First, without further delay, we can start our first word, which is means substantiate. It's a verb, and the meaning is to provide evidence or the proof to support a claim or argument. To remember this word, we can use a mnemonic device to substantiate something is like investigating with a critical eye and finding the evidence to support it. So, substantiate means something like investigating, and with a critical eye and finding the evidence to support it. Example is the lawyer needed to substantiate her client's innocence with the concrete evidence in order to win the case. And if we think innovatively, you will find that. And when a lawyer finding the facts, he needs to substantiate something that support his innocence. Okay. Next word is superfluous. This is an adjective word, and you also remember that superfluous is an adjective because its suffix is ou-s. So superfluous means what? It means unnecessary or more than what is required. From this word, we can understand that there is like something unnecessary or what is required. And we can remember this word by mnemonic device. A superfluous element is like an extra brick that is not needed to build a structure. Example of this word is the company's excessive spending on unnecessary parks for executive was seen as a superfluous and a waste of resources. Next word is like our first word, which is sustain, to keep something going and to maintain or to support something. You already know that sustainable. You can also remember this word like it's sustain means a verb, but sustainable means an adjective as its suffix is ending with vle. So it's a if we not acquaintance with this word sustains, we can n- know that word sustainable. So if we know the sustainable, we can guess the word what does mean it sustain. So to remember this word, we can use mnemonic device like you can imagine a battery. A battery is to sustain something like keeping a battery charged and functioning. And example is the non-profit organization relies on donations from supporters to sustain its programs and services. And our next word is tenacious. It's an also adjective word because its ending suffix is or us. Uh, so we can easily recognize this word as an adjective, and tenacious is means persistence or determined or refusing to give up or let go. I remember this word with this mnemonic. I keep in mind that tenacious means like a rubber, which is or elasticious, or we in Bengali if we turn in Bengali word, if we can state something that will not rigid, it will be elastic like this. You can make your own mnemonic device to remember this word, and you can also use another mnemonic device like a dog tail. Dog tail, a tenacious person is like a dog with a bone that refuses to let go. Remember a dog, he does not give his a bone to other dogs. He will keep it for himself. An example of this word tenacious means the tenacious athlete trained relentlessly to overcome her injury and compete at the highest level. Next word is transient. It's an also favorite word my, and I know this word is a transient like a transportations. No, no, this is not a transportation. Transient means lasting only for a short time or temporary. Transient. Suppose you can also remember this word transportation. So yes, I see this word transient. Which picture is came in mind that transportation, and transportation is not a transparent means I think it will be uh, not long lasting transportations any transportation. So I remember this transient word by using the mnemonic device of transportations. Transient means which is not lost lasting for or temporary means. You can also use a mnemonic device. A transient situations is like a remember alarm clock that goes off briefly and then stops. Okay. Uh, Example of this word is the tourists enjoy the transient beauty of cherry blossom seasons, knowing that it would be only last a few weeks. Ubiquitous. I know this word ubiquitous, and if we break down these words, UV means all over spread. Ubiquitous, and I remember this word ubiquitous is it's an everywhere present. So ubiquitous means is uh, present or found everywhere or widespread. Ubiquitous also an adjective word because its ending suffix is ous, and the mnemonic you can use to remember a ubiquitous. A ubiquitous element is like a star that shines and is visible everywhere. You can see stars everywhere in the world. An example of these words, uh, the ubiquitous influence of technology has changed the way we live and work, transforming society in many ways. And next one is unprecedented. Unprecedented means you also remember this word. There is a prefix also means un, and precedent, and pre means that is occurring previous, or I remember this word by breaking down unprecedented. There is it is sedented is also the resemblance of incident. Incident means something occurring. So unprecedented also an adjective word because it's an participle, it's a ending with ed, so it's an adjective word. You can learn more about by knowing these words from my vocabulary English grammar book. uh, Never done or known before without previous example. So unprecedented means there is nothing happened before or never done or known before without previous example. So the mnemonic you can use to remember this word is an unprecedented event or situation is like something that blows your mind and leaves you in awe. Example of the next word is the COVID-19 pandemic created an unprecedented global crisis that challenged public health and the economy. So next word, it's an also my favorite word, and it's a basilate. And basilate is a verb because it's ending these words ending with a te, ate. That means like something eating, you know. And basilate as a vegetarian we have also familiar with this word. So basilate means to alternate between two or more options or options to be indecisive. So the mnemonic device you can use to remember this word to basically is like being unsure and alternative between different options or options. So example of this word, the politicians basically on a controversial issue, trying to please both sides and they avoid alienating any voters. So you can remember this word vacillating. you can imagine an politicians or something who cannot take decisions because he has to uh, think about some things to before taking any decisions. And another word is viable. It's an also adjective word because it's ending with ba. B-L-E. L-E is the ending word. So it's an adjective word and its meaning is viable. Also, we most of the people and most of us also about know this word capable of working or functioning successfully or feasible. You can use mnemonic device. A viable idea or plan is like a light bulb that is illuminates and shows the way forward. Example of the startup's business model was deemed viable by investors and was able to attract funding to launch the project. Our last word for this episode is zealot. Zealot is a E-A-L-O-T. It's a noun word. A person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of religious or political or other ideals. Namely, a zealot is like a fire that burns with intense passions or fervor for a cause. Example of this was a religious zealot was willing to sacrifice everything for his beliefs, including his own life. So these are our 10 words for these episodes. We also create and discuss about more words in the futures. So stay tuned with us. I'm Dr. Midun Shakar. I'm the founder of VDPS.com and be safe.